Somebody's found a place in the sun. Lazy tyke. It's a 2-year cycle with Mojo, but every 2 years, come late spring, his fur gets really matted, and in the past he's had to go to the vet and be shaved. But I got myself some clippers, and this year I've managed to keep on top of it, but it means he's got some bald patches. They soon grow back. Soon he will have a nice fluffy coat again without any matted bits. I've got most of them off now. I've just got one near his tail which he objects to me getting anywhere near, but I'll get him eventually. Anyway, what this video is about is I think we can safely say that tree is either dead or dying. There is not an ounce of green up in the top of that tree. Nothing. You can see it's just brown. So I don't think it's the majority of it's alive. There, as you come down a bit lower, maybe. And certainly as you get right down near the base, whoops, can't see what I'm doing. Can't see what the hell I'm pointing it at. Where are we? There. That's green. Yeah, and the other side of the trunk, I think there's some green there. But that's it. Right at the base of the tree there is some green. And all the rest, I believe, is dead. Now I've got my house inspection beginning of September. The lady will be round with her cameras, and I will point this out again and also mention that it was a year ago I mentioned that this tree is leaning over badly, is top heavy, and quite honestly now there is no point in keeping the top of that tree. It's dead. It needs coming off, literally about a couple of meters above the fence where that green is, and then I don't know, maybe it will shoot out from the trunk, but it serves no purpose anymore. It's just in the way. Next door over the other side of that fence have complained about it because it shades a lot of their garden. And I've said that I will try and deal with it, but I can't touch it. It doesn't belong to me, and it's not something I'm prepared to do. To deal with that tree, you would have to climb up the trunk or have a cherry picker, which you couldn't get in here. There wouldn't be anywhere to get in here to be able to use a cherry picker. So you'd have to climb up those branches, which would actually be quite easy because they're like stepping stones, up the trunk, up to where that sort of knot is, and then you'd have to get a chainsaw and cut the top off. And the top would have to be strapped so that it didn't fall, so that it actually remained suspended and could be lowered down. And that's not a job for me. That's definitely not a job for me. I'm not attempting to go anywhere near that. What I would attempt to do, possibly, because I could strap myself on, do it properly, you know, so that I couldn't fall, you know, with the band round the trunk, all that sort of stuff, and cut the branches off and just but I still couldn't get right up to the top. That's a long way up. And whenever you say there's a long way up, there's also an awful long way down. Right, other things going on. This bamboo, I've got to do something about it, and I have said I would. What I'm hoping to do is a blue butterfly. You can possibly see that. There's quite a few in here. We've had holly blues and common blues in the garden today, but basically this bamboo, what I'm hoping to do is, with the chainsaw and some protective clothing, because there's brambles in there, there's prickles inside that bamboo, is get in there and trace these long tall bits down into the bundle and cut them off with the chainsaw, and then just throw them out so that they're gone. And that will leave the normal stuff, which I think I can then trim back with the hedge trimmer. So that's the initial plan. But if that's not going to get done by the time the lady comes to do the inspection of the house, so that will be the only job in the garden left outstanding. And given the amount of work I've done this year, there better not be any complaints. Seriously, there better not be any complaints. So that's where we are. And we've had some nice butterflies in the garden today. We've had holly blue, common blue, brimstone, meadow brown, small white, large white, red admiral, and a comma whizzed through but didn't hang around, shall we say. So it's quite a reasonable amount of species, and the Buddleia bush is now doing its job. There's quite a few are coming in and staying. Unfortunately, the blue butterflies don't land on blossom. They don't land on blooms. It's not something they do. I think they feed on things like honeydew, on leaves, but they certainly don't land on blooms. So can never get a picture of, the two types of blues that come in here actually on the Buddleia. They land up in that hedge occasionally, just on the leaves, and occasionally they'll land on the top of this bush. But that's it. And giant dragonfly going along the hedge there. You may or may not be able to see that. Anyway, I'm off indoors because it's coming up to tea time.